In this week's Parshas Vayeshev, Yosef is put into a test that is almost impossible to escape from. Yosef is young, he's had some success, he's very good looking, and he's left alone with a beautiful woman called Ashes Potiphar in a house that he's really in charge of. And no one's there. There's no cameras. Everyone's out on a holiday. And he's with a woman that is unrelenting. In fact, the Talmud refers to it as a bear. Because a bear has no busha, has no embarrassment. A woman has tremendous designs to be with Yosef. So what's going to stop him? Why wouldn't he just indulge himself? How is he going to escape this test? Well, there's a story of a Jewish family that lived in Europe a couple hundred years ago, had a boy who was suddenly kidnapped by the church. And the family was pleading to the government officials, to the priesthood, that there was a kidnapping and to please release their son. Well, the politicians would hear no of it. They didn't give any credence to their plea, and several years went by, and finally, after 5 years, another priest had emerged in the town who was a little more sympathetic and felt the heartbroken cry of the family and says, I'll tell you what, I'll be able to arrange a meeting with the church where your son will be there, and you'll have 10 minutes to convince your son to come out of that church. But if he decides to stay, then you have no more chances, and this case will be closed. And so the family was very elated that they would have this chance to talk to their son. After 5 years, they went to the town rabbi, the Nachal Eshkol was his name, and pleaded for help. What do we do? How do we convince our son? He says, don't worry, I'll come with you that day. And that day finally came, and the rabbi showed up dressed all in white with a white talis, a white yarmulke. They walked into the church. They sat with the priest, and there was the son, wouldn't even look at his parents. He was so brainwashed. The clock started ticking, and after a few minutes of silence, the rabbi started humming a tune. They began to become familiar with the son. It was the tune of Kol Nidre that we sing on Yom Kippur night. And each minute that passed by, the pitch of the rabbi's voice became higher and higher. With about 2 minutes left, he started screaming the song, Kol Nidre. And suddenly, you could see just a little, the heart was stirred. The boy's eyes began to water, and after about a minute left, he told his parents, let's get out of here. And they walked out of the church. There was obviously an image when the boy was younger of what Kol Nidre feels like, of a shul with people davening, and the cantor or the chazan singing the beautiful tune of Kol Nidre. It was etched in his soul. When Yosef was in that house alone with this beautiful woman, Ashes Potiphar, what saved him? It was a similar image. It wasn't a song, but it was an image of his father Yaakov. For 17 years, Yosef, before he was sold away, he spent many, many days and nights with his father, learning, talking, walking, studying with his father. Yosef represented the future of Yaakov, and so Yaakov invested so much. Their souls were connected. And so at that very vulnerable situation that Yosef found himself in, it was the image of Yaakov, his father, that saved him. And that's what Yaakov appeared to him, and he told him something, you don't want to be involved with this woman, you're destined for great things, and he ran out of the palace. As parents, we have an opportunity when our kids are young to create those same images. We can etch on their souls songs and images of what Jewish life is all about, so that when they are, God forbid, in a vulnerable or a defensive situation, it's those powerful images that we create for them when they're younger that will give them strength and courage to do the right thing and to have integrity and be true to themselves and not give in to their passions and to their evil inclinations.